Hey everyone, welcome to another video in the series of what every new Christian should be aware of and keep in mind as they start this journey of faith. Today I'm going to look at a topic that is very close to my heart, something that I have lived for the last 10 years and even now struggling with and going through on a very day-to-day basis. And that topic is how your family may not accept you or appreciate you now that you have become a Christian. They may be of a different faith background. They may not have any faith. It doesn't matter. The fact that you have become a Christian can cause you issues, may cause you issues in your family. So please be aware of this. And today we're going to look through a couple of verses from Matthew and Luke, just to put that into perspective. And I pray that this will be an encouragement and a blessing to whoever's watching and listening. Matthew chapter 10, verses 21 through 22. Brother will betray brother to death, and a father his child. Children will rebel against their parents and have them put to death. All men will hate you because of me, but he who stands firm to the end will be saved. Matthew chapter 10, verses 34 through 39. Do not suppose that I have come to bring peace to the earth. I did not come to bring peace, but a sword. For I have come to turn a man against his father, a daughter against her mother, a daughter-in-law against her mother-in-law. A man's enemies will be the members of his own household. Anyone who loves his father or mother more than me is not worthy of me. Anyone who loves his son or daughter more than me is not worthy of me. And anyone who does not take his cross and follow me is not worthy of me. Whoever finds his life will lose it, and whoever loses his life for my sake will find it. Luke chapter 14, verse 26. If anyone comes to me and does not hate his father and mother, his wife and children, his brothers and sisters, yes, even his own life, he cannot be my disciple. Now please note here that the Greek word miseo, translated as hate in this verse, actually means detest, despise, and abhor. Luke chapter 21, verse 16. You will be betrayed even by parents, brothers, relatives, and friends, and they will put some of you to death. If we don't pay attention to these verses, it's very easy for someone to be mistaken and think that, becoming a Christian is going to be bad and it's going to be terrible and we've got to hate our family and friends and people we care about and love. That's not what Jesus is trying to say here. What he is trying to say here is that if you are one of the only people in your family to become a Christian, then your family members and relatives and those who are close to you may not necessarily appreciate you for that. And perhaps in the country that you live or in the region that you live, it may be a crime to be a Christian. It may be against the existing religion or the prominent faith. It may be against the religious laws for you to actually become a Christian, and therefore your family, your father, your mother, your brothers, your uncles, your relatives, it doesn't really matter. They may actually turn you in to the authorities because they think they're obeying the law and they think they are loving their God and following their religion by turning you in because you are a Christian. So don't be surprised. And Jesus is warning us that if we truly come to faith in him, then we may actually face this. We may actually be turned in. We may actually become enemies to our own family and friends and loved ones. But Jesus also says that he who stands firm to the end will be saved. That means that no matter what opposition and persecution we may face from our own family and friends and relatives, if we stand firm in him, if we stand firm in our faith in Jesus, it will work out for us. People can kill us, but they can never take away our faith. Jesus also says, just reiterating what he said in Matthew 10, 21 through 22, he repeats pretty much the same thing in 34 through 39. And here he adds that if we as Christians don't love him more than our own parents or our own family or our own children, if we don't love him more than all of these people, then we are not worthy of him. And it is true. Jesus is our God. He is our creator. He is our savior. How could we possibly love our family or our children or friends or loved ones or anyone else more than our God, more than our creator? And he says that when people turn against us, and if we don't take that cross, that burden upon ourselves, then we're not worthy of him. But he also says that whoever loses his life, that if we as Christians lose our life, by losing our life means our life may be a family, our life may be jobs and comfort and all of these things. Jesus says that if we become a Christian and all of this is taken away from us, if our loved ones and our family and friends turn against us, and there's a lot of strife in our family because we have now come to accept Jesus as Lord and Savior. Jesus says that as long as we are willing to lose all of that for his sake, then we will actually gain our life, that we will actually find our life in Jesus. I know it's a bit hard to understand that, and on my website I actually have a lot more that I have written regarding this topic, especially Philippians 1:21 that says, "For me to live is Christ and to die is gain." And that's what Jesus is saying. If everything is taken from us, family and friends and job and comforts and everything, if we don't count Jesus more worthy, more than all these things, then we really are not worthy of him, and we shouldn't follow Jesus. In Luke 14:26, Jesus says, "If anyone comes to me and does not hate his father and mother, his wife and children, his brothers and sisters, yes, even his own life, he cannot be my disciple." Jesus is not saying hate people as the world knows hate. As I said, the Greek word miseo, translated as hate here, forgive me if I've misspelled or mispronounced the Greek word, but that Greek word really means to detest, to despise and abhor. It basically means Jesus is telling us that compared to our love for him, if it doesn't look like, if it doesn't seem like to the world that we hate everyone else, including father and mother and brother and sister and wife and children and everything else, including our own life, then we're not worthy of being his disciple. It doesn't mean that we actually actively hate people, be it family or friends or loved ones or whoever. That's not what it means. It means that we should love Jesus so much that when the world sees our love for Jesus, they would actually think that we hate all our family and friends and loved ones. That's what Jesus means here. And then finally in Luke 21:16, Jesus says and warns us, and he basically tells us that, hey, you'll be betrayed by parents, brothers and relatives and friends, and they will put some of you to death. And we touched on this in Matthew 10:21 through 22. Basically, new Christians, you need to realize that your family and friends and loved ones may turn against you, may hate you, may despise you, may say all kinds of evil about you, may even turn you into the government or local religious authorities because you're a Christian. You may end up losing your life because you have accepted Jesus Christ. Don't be surprised if it happens to you. Don't be surprised when it happens to you. The Bible warns us. Jesus warns us that these things can happen. I have been experiencing this for the last 10 years because I'm the only Christian in my family. And the reality is that they are not happy with the fact that I've accepted Jesus Christ, that I've turned from the Hindu faith and have actually accepted Christ and has been living a Christian life for the last 10 years. I'm not a perfect Christian, but I've been following Jesus for the last 10 years. And I know that it has not been easy for my family. I don't hate them. I don't despise them. I'm not angry at them. Yes, it sometimes makes me sad that they have not, sat down with me and asked me why and heard my story and heard my testimony. None of that. That may not happen. That may never happen. It may not happen in your case. But keep praying for your family and friends and loved ones and relatives and everyone else. Because the same Jesus who saved you, who came looking for you, can also go looking for your family, can also save them. I pray that this video has been an encouragement to you, and I pray that it'll help you to continue walking strong with Jesus, to continue pursuing Jesus on an everyday basis. God bless you all.